Hello and welcome back. And this video is going to be part of our English language series. And in this video, we're going to talk a little bit about how to improve our pronunciation so that we sound more like a native speaker. So this is a pronunciation video. And so I have 3 tips for you today. And this is actually going to be a multi-part series. So this is only going to be the first video in the series. There will be future videos coming out that address this very topic. So let's get started and go right into tip number 1. So if you're looking to improve your pronunciation, if you've just moved here to the United States and you're looking for ways in which to sound more like a native speaker, the first thing that I would recommend that you do is watch more American movies and listen to more American music and American TV shows. Now, why would I recommend this? Because when you listen to certain sounds and certain words being spoken, and you hear it repeatedly over and over and over again, it's going to stick in your mind, it's going to stick in your brain, and it's going to be a lot easier for you to remember how to sound out those words when you hear other people speaking them. So I always encourage you to find a show or a movie or music that you really like and listen to it. Listen to it repeatedly. Watch it again and again. Listen for those particular sounds. And once you hear them over and over again, it's going to become a lot more familiar to you. And it's going to be easier for you to sound out and pronounce those words as a result. The second thing that I'm going to recommend that you do is to start very small. So what I mean by this is the English language consists of a series of sounds or phonemes which join together to form words, which ultimately will join together to form phrases and sentences and paragraphs and entire speeches if you're speaking. So you want to start small. You want to start with the individual sounds. And what you want to do is look at each individual syllable or each sound that makes up the word and practice saying the word sound by sound, little bit by little bit. And if you find that you're constantly making a mistake or making an error with one particular sound, then you know that you need to focus in on that particular sound. So one way in which we can get better at sounds is by studying the English language phoneme chart. All you need to do is go onto Google and type in English language phoneme chart, and that's phoneme spelled with a PH at the beginning, and you'll see that chart. Now, I'd like you to download that chart, put it on your desk or anywhere nearby you and study that chart so that you know which sounds go with which words. And once you start to master the sounds, then you can slowly build up and you can master words that those sounds are a part of. And then once you understand the words better, you can start making phrases and then sentences and longer constructs even. So start small, and eventually as you master those smaller bits, you can grow your knowledge and grow your practice level even more. Now the last thing that I'm going to recommend that you do today is something that has worked amazingly well for my clients, and I believe that I've also mentioned this in an earlier video, but I'm going to mention it again because it's very important. Record yourself. Record yourself speaking. So you all have an iPhone or a Samsung or whatever phone you use. That has a recording device on it. So record yourself speaking for about 5 minutes at a time. And then when you're done, just play back what you've listened to, what you've said, and notice the difference in how you speak when you're hearing yourself, when you're listening to yourself play it back, than what you thought you did when you first spoke into the microphone. So you're going to notice that there are probably a lot of differences that you couldn't quite catch before. When you notice those differences, I want you to pause it, I want you to write down what you heard, and then I want you to go find an example of a native speaker saying that same exact word or sound. And I want you to notice the difference between how that person sounds it out and how you sounded it out when you recorded yourself. Once you do that, you can start tweaking how you sound out the words little by little until you finally, after several times of practicing, get it to be more like the native speaker. So that will be a really great activity for you to do. to understand how to pronounce the words more cleanly and just more accurately. So those are the 3 key strategies I'm going to have you do right now, and I will be back again later this week to talk about more strategies that you can use to help you with your pronunciation so that you can master pronunciation to the point where you sound like a native speaker. Thank you, everybody, and we'll see you soon.